What's going on, guys? Welcome back to AriesEDC. We got some unique little utility blades in a while ago, and I've been playing with these and putting some of them to work. But this is the WorkPro button lock utility knife. This the three pack of these blades is $17. So $17, you get three very useful tools. Um, and they even have different color varieties and everything else. And these can be found on Amazon. So Amazon, $17, you can get three of these really cool little folding utility knives. I've been seeing a lot of companies doing folding utility knives. As a matter of fact, I have to get it. I have my folding utility knife, my Elementum, and there's a lot of companies that are doing it. And basically, they're taking a folder, which is very popular, and turning it into something that could be useful with the utility blade, which is very amusing to me that all these companies are doing it. I mean, almost every company right now is doing it. So I just adjusted that camera a little bit so you guys could see better. But WorkPro did it, and they did it very, very well. So this is just a 3-pack. You get them in this box, and they are very, very useful. Each one is very similar. So the outside frame is just kind of a folding over stainless steel frame. You have that bent deep carry clip, which is tip down carry, but that's just kind of how they did it. Um, they show on Amazon, you can put it in a keychain. I see this being very useful. You keep it in your vehicle, you keep it in a pack, you take it to work with you, whatever happens to be, and you need just a quick blade to pull out. This is just so cool and such a great price too. It does have the button lock. So when I did the opening on this, I wasn't really sure. It was just kind of the unboxing. But I really like the way that they did it because this is locked into place. I cannot pull this blade out. This isn't one that you flick and you can do anything. But as soon as you press the button, the blade will come out. So pressing the button unlocks and locks the blade. So when it's out here, you're locked up. And you cannot get that back until you hit the button again and the blade will fall shut. They did that because in that pivot area, and I'm going to try to show you, you could see right in here, that little notched out area, that is the lock. So that comes up and then it locks into place. And then on the flip side of that, there's a little notched area here that when you press the button in, and that spring in the frame is just for the button, that keeps the button, and then that closes and it locks shut, and it will not come out. So very unique design, very different. But the overall size of this is great. You can get a full hand on there to be able to make any of the cuts. You only have about that much of that blade exposed, so you don't have to worry about your finger getting too much. Obviously, you don't want to get too close because it is a razor blade, and it will, cause some cutting. I have been using the heck out of this, as you can tell. I did a bunch of box cutting and a bunch of other things with this particular one, which is the one I'm going to keep. These two, I'm probably going to end up putting in some future giveaways coming up. But just stay tuned to the channel. And if you come to any of my live streams, you might see these guys in some future giveaways. But they did a really great job, even with the directions on how to switch out the blade. All you got to do is you push up on that, and then you can pull the blade out. So you pull the blade out, I can flip it around if I want a fresh blade, and then I can push this back up, slide that blade back into place, and now we're locked in. So it's very, very simple to do that. Really awesome done. Again, I really like this locking system. where it is locked in, so you're perfectly safe. And I find it interesting that even every company is doing this utility blade, and I don't know. It's hard to see some of my favorite knife companies making just a utility blade, when there's so many really cool companies doing it that you really don't really need some of our fancy companies doing it, especially paying well over $17, probably close to $100 for just a utility blade. Because if I'm going to buy a knife, I'm buying the steel and I'm buying all of these great and wonderful things that come with it. But, you know, if I'm going to get a blade and it has 20 CV, then I want a knife with 20 CV. But I don't know. If you're just going to put a razor blade into something, you're just basically paying for the frame and everything else. But you have an option like this to get one at a really great price, and I can beat on this, and I'm not going to worry about it. $17 get you 3 of these. And WorkPro has different deals that you can get, and they have Black Friday coming as well. So you can make sure you're checking out WorkPro for those prices on that. But I'm trying to find the price for just a single blade. The 2 pieces is $10. So one is going to be just a steal. I mean, it's got to be just a steal. But WorkPro is doing some really great things. These are very smooth and done very well. I have the pliers, which I keep here at the shop, and I put these to work all the time here as well. And this one is going to be out in my knife shop for any of my cutting needs moving forward. It's going to be pretty cool. So make sure you guys don't sleep on some of the stuff that WorkPro is doing. These utility blades, you could pick up a 3-pack of these for $17. It's a really great deal. And they actually have um, cheaper versions. They have colors, so you can get like a lime green, a fluorescent green, a blue, and a pink for $16. What? Are you kidding me? You can get a camouflage kit for $16. Uh, yeah, guys, don't sleep on WorkPro. They're doing some really cool stuff, and I really like what they've done with this little utility cutter. It is pretty awesome. You guys are the best. Thank you so much. Please remember, subscribe, like, leave a comment, or not. That choice is always yours.